Mr. Núñez, we are honored to have you here in this carbon-neutral way, all the way from California. The word is yours.
Well, thank you very much, and good morning. I want to thank you for inviting me to address this important conference. And I would try making the speech in Danish if I could, but English, which in fact is my second language, is often difficult enough for me already. I was hoping to attend the conference in person, but I must stay here in California for a special session of the legislature on the pressing issues of healthcare and water infrastructure. Of course, my colleagues and I could probably benefit from the great Scandinavian expertise on those subjects. You know, in California, if you drive between Los Angeles, which I represent, and the state capital in Sacramento, you come across a Danish village called Solvang. It's a town that was founded by Danish immigrants who had left the American Midwest for California's warmer climates, though, as I hope this conference will ensure, not too much warmer with respect to that climate. But, you know, as you participate in this conference, and as we lead up to the United Nations Climate Summit in 2009, I want to share with you some of California's experience confronting climate change. And of course, speaking of the United Nations, I should mention that our Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger, addressed leaders at the UN yesterday using his unique status and his position to call for new international cooperation on climate change. I must tell you that it was a big honor for us and for our state, another sign that the people around the world are paying close attention to California's efforts on global warming. Of course, I did offer the governor my own English as a second language joke, but he didn't want to use it, and I think he was probably wise not to. You may or may not have heard excerpts from the governor's speech, but one of his key points was that the time for doubt on climate change is over. And I agree. I find it astonishing that there are still those who deny or dismiss the realities of global warming. In fact, just last week, I read a column in the Wall Street Journal. The column pointed to the work of Bjorn Lomborg to make the claim that global warming might even be a good thing. The American who actually wrote the column was Pierre DuPont, a former politician and heir to the DuPont chemical fortune. You know, ironically, DuPont is actually one of the many international corporations that are promoting the effort to find climate change solutions. Apparently, the memo didn't get to Pierre. But as for using Mr. Lombard for the column, I think we all probably have countrymen that we disagree with. And with all respect to Ambassador Kane, that brings up President George W. Bush. As I was resisting using a Hans Christian Andersen reference, but when you have a world leader who has been as uninterested and unproductive on global warming as George W. Bush, how could you not mention the emperor with no clothes? To be fair, this week the Bush administration is convening meetings on climate change, but I don't hold out any great hope. The administration's attention is coming in the 7th year of the president's term, and their approach clearly shies away from serious solutions, a lukewarm response to the rising global temperatures. But because of that leadership void, we in California were going to have to do the job ourselves. And we've done it before. You know, California has long been America's leader when it comes to the environment. Our per capita energy consumption has been almost flat for 30 years, even as per capita consumption has risen 50% at the national level. And for more than 3 decades, California required that refrigerators, air conditioners, water heaters, and other appliances become more efficient. Recently, we added chargers for cell phones and, in fact, even computers to that list. For years, actually 4 years ago, we pushed through a bill to make California the first state to regulate carbon dioxide from automobile tailpipes. Other U.S. cities and states are now beginning to follow California's lead with respect to that issue. You know, being on the cutting edge of environmental leadership helped us recognize threats to California from climate change. A rise in sea levels, water that was contaminated with salinity, the melting snow caps, a doubling of heat waves in Southern California and the Central Valley as well as Northern California, the loss of key flora and fauna. Those threats spurred a real and immediate call to action. In fact, even my own daughter began to pester me about what I was going to do about it.